Hey, what's up? MixRPD here with you again in Cubase. I wanted to start making some shorter videos, and coincidentally, last time I actually forgot to cover the background vocals when we were doing the great Maddie Jade's. Here she is. We were doing I Hope You're Miserable by Maddie Jade, and I went over just about everything, but I forgot to do the background vocals entirely. So I thought I'd shoot a little follow-up video here, and we're gonna get into them, and maybe a couple of other little nuggets. So I've taken the instrumental out here. So let's just hear what it sounds like with the
wasn't even my
vocals.
type.
I hope you're miserable.
I don't know what made you think you could pull me.
I hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable.
I was caught up in the hype.
I hope you're miserable.
Knew I was new to this shit, I was vulnerable, please.
Boy, I hope you're miserable.
You're shacking up with E-hoes while I'm racking up these C notes. Used to lie in your rhymes, I was wasting my time. What the fuck was you bothering me
Okay,
for?
so the backgrounds,
Vibe
we've
like
got some lovely spoken background vocals by Maddie here. And let's have a look at what we did with them specifically. So first thing up here is the RVox. So this is just a little bit of a gate, just to a noise gate, just to keep any little noises out of the signal, out of the processing chain. And here's where we're starting to do it. So we're filtering out the low end here pretty good, up to about 330 hertz, and also filtering the high end, right? So we're focusing in on the mid-range of the voice, right? Turning it basically kind of like into a telephone type of voice, or like something like that, like a walkie-talkie. So let's listen to the backgrounds on their own. Find some, I guess. Let's back up a little here.
I hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable.
So you can hear it's not
I hope you're miserable.
sort of full range. If we put this back and we bypass this
I
plugin,
hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable.
you can hear all the low end come back.
I hope you're miserable.
Right? So this is just, we're pinching it into the mid-range, and we're pushing that up to get that effect. So that sounds really cool in the track, I think. The tube tech here is boosting it up, and it might be attenuating just a little bit here and there, and it's a slow release.
I hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable.
And then we've got some stereo imaging
Boy, I
happening
hope you're
here. So two
miserable.
things. So expanding the width with this guy. So we can take that out. And let's skip ahead here. So that's one thing, but this one's even more noticeable, I think. Here, let's just put the whole...
body regular, told you
Vocal
I'm
back in.
different, it just didn't register. Worried
if we
about
both
rapping your
bypass
shit
these
in
two-
one take. Your takes on the rap scene a terrible way that you didn't.
See, now her backgrounds are right in the middle, right on top of the lead vocal. And that sounds messy to me.
Grateful for clarity, grateful God spared me from you. You turned out average and I
bring
am
these
a
back.
rarity. You
Dodged a
wasn't
bullet.
even my type.
Right?
I
Dodged a
don't know what
bullet right in the middle. So then we put these back on here, and now let's listen to that dodged a bullet background again.
You turned out average and I am a rarity. You
Dodged a
wasn't
bullet.
even my type.
Right? So you can, that one felt shifted to the left for me, but either way, it gets it out of the center. So yeah, it's this, we're going on full on the width here, but it's this stereoized thing that I think is doing it more than anything. And then there's a bit of a limiter here, but this is just catching mostly like breath noises, I think, like peaks on breath noises, which I didn't really want to get in there, but I didn't actually just want to remove the breath noises
Boy,
either.
I hope you're miserable.
You're shacking up with E-hoes while I'm racking up these C notes. Used to lie in your rhymes, I was wasting my
See if we
time.
can
What the
find one
fuck
up
was you
here.
bothering me?
I hope you're miserable.
Yeah, see
I
right
don't
there,
know what made you think you could pull
just on the
me.
inhale. So that's just to keep those out. And then we have as you can probably hear, some delay going on. It's quarter note delay. So this is a trick I'm using a lot lately. Not all the time, but a lot, where I'm using one. This is kind of maybe a more simple delay. Here, let's turn the second one off.
Pull me.
I hope you're miserable. I hope.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear that. It's maybe a little bit low, but it's a pretty basic, regular type of delay. And then, oops, what's that? And then the second one here, the H delay. This has a bit more of a sound to it. It's a bit more modulated, I'd say. It's got these modulation controls here, which they are actually all the way down, I think. Oh, no, this rate is just on just a little bit. And you do hear it. And if you turn these controls up really at all, it starts to go pretty insane with the modulation, like a pretty crazy noticeable effect. Yeah, so let's listen to it. And then on the end of it, I'm just pushing up the lower information and down the higher information a bit, just squishing it together. Let's hear this end, or the return, I should say, I guess. So it's coming up here, right? Because if you look at the lead vocals, we have this telephone delay here, this half note telephone delay. So this is up a little bit higher in the beginning here.
I hope you're miserable. I hope you're miserable.
I was caught up in the hype.
And
I
then
hope you're
when
miserable.
Knew I was new to this shit, I was vulnerable, please.
one goes
Boy, I
down,
hope you're miserable.
the other one comes up.
Shacking up
and
with
takes its place.
ihos while I'm racking up these C notes. Used to lie in your
So
rhymes.
that's a bit of the automation there. You can see here on the background vocals bus, this is just me riding the level the whole time to get what I want out of it, mostly in the beginning here, and then it kind of just settles. And then let's see, there's one other trick I think I can show. Trick is a silly word, but whatever. So yeah, the MV2 again here is on the all vocals bus. So this, in my routing, I have an effects bus, I have an instrumental bus, and I have an all vocals bus. So these are the last three sort of stops before, so everything basically in the mix filters down to one of these three things. It's either an effect, or it's a vocal, or it's part of the instrumental, right? And then from there they go on to like the master bus and stuff. But yeah, so this is sort of like at the same level as all the effects in terms of the routing. So this turns into more of like the dry vocal, basically, really. And yeah, I'm just pushing up and the quiet information and down the loud information just a little bit, squishing it together. I think, here, let's play the whole track. And I think the effect that you'll notice is that even though we wanted to mix Maddie into the track a little bit, so she's kind of behind the instrumental somewhat, she's still audible. But when you turn this off, she sort of goes a little too far back.
Shacking up with ihos while I'm racking up these C notes. Used to lie in your rhymes, I was wasting my time. What the fuck was you bothering me?
Boy, I hope you're miserable.
Back on.
You're shacking up with ihos while I'm racking up these C notes. Used to lie in your rhymes, I was wasting my time. What the fuck was you bothering me for?
Just keeps her from getting too buried into the instrumental. Yeah, so I think there's maybe some more automation here at the end on the delay. Let's see what's going on here.
And I hope you're miserable.
Oh, okay, so I'm riding the delay up here for her laugh. I wanted to get more of her laugh into the delay, and then I'm bringing it all the way down, right for the transition here.
Yeah, I hope you're miserable.
Yo, a bitch made this?
And there you have the lovely transition. So yeah, I think that basically covers it. We can listen to maybe some more of the background vocals in isolation if you want. Let's do that.
Right.
Don't know what made you think you could pull me. I was caught up.
Tripping.
But please know that I'm doing
Some cool
just
stuff in
fine.
there.
I never needed a cosign. Wish I was the type to be kind.
So the delay sort of keeps it.
cycle.
The cycle. sort of keeps it going in between, right?
Doing
But
too much.
but it's not doing too much, as she says. Yeah, so hopefully it all comes together to be a good
Grateful
package.
God spared me from you. You turned out average and I am a rarity. You wasn't even.
So yeah, hopefully that's a little bit of insight for you into some background vocal production. I know background vocals can be a little bit, it depends. Sometimes they're more in the background, sometimes they're more in the foreground. You can put effects on them, you can not, there's all kinds of stuff, but they can be a little bit tricky to deal with sometimes. But that's what we did on this one. A little bit of a telephonic sound with some delay, and the spoken backgrounds to begin with. They're not sung, right? So yeah, some cool stuff going on, and hope you learned something. Okay, have a good day.